Yes, welcome everybody. Cannabis news with Joe Klare for June 18th, 2018. Presented, of course, by the Marijuana Times. MarijuanaTimes.org. Check out all the great articles over there, the videos, all that stuff. You click the video tab, you can find all the videos of cannabis news. Of course, you can find us on Apple Podcasts as well. Search the Marijuana Times on Apple Podcasts for the audio-only version of the show. A lot of stuff today, as usual, including marijuana and watching TV with your kids. Also, Denver's mayor, what he has to say about marijuana legalization. And some news out of Canada from earlier today. Excuse me. About the progress of their marijuana legalization efforts. All of that coming up. But first, of course, cannabis news brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com. Check out the organic, all-natural pesticides. If you're a cannabis cultivator in a state where it is legal, then, well, you don't want to use harmful chemicals on your grow. You want to grow safe and poison-free. You want to be regulatory compliant in terms of pesticide use. You can do all of that with Natureside, nature-side.com. CIDE is how you spell side, a great sponsor of cannabis news since the beginning. And of course, you know our YouTube ban continues. Whether it would be restored out of the cannabis purge, as some have, I don't know. So, in any case, go check us out on Vimeo, vimeo.com/marijuanatimesx, or search the Marijuana Times on Vimeo. You can become a member of Vimeo, share the videos, all that stuff. Like the page. Help us spread the truth on Vimeo, now a major video platform for the Marijuana Times. Check us out over there, vimeo.com/marijuanatimesx. Today's first story is by yours truly on marijuanatimes.org. Marijuana and watching TV with your kids. Basically, there was a survey that came out recently from New York City-based media and brand consultancy Minor and Company Studios. I kind of vaguely remember doing another story from them about a survey, I think a few weeks ago. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure about that, but I'm, relatively sure. Let's put it at 85%. How sure I am that this is the same company that did that survey that's doing this survey. In any case, they talked to parents who consume cannabis in states where it is legal and who have kids under the age of 18. Nearly 80% of them said they consume cannabis at least occasionally when preparing to watch TV with their kids. Other findings from the survey include the parents feel it improves the time they spend watching TV as a family, with 8 of 10 saying the following: consuming cannabis makes watching their kids' TV shows with them more enjoyable. Obviously, I relate some personal stories in the article about, and if you're a parent, you have a small child, and you watch what they're watching, it's horrific. It is horrific. It's either very educational or it lacks all education whatsoever and has just the dumbest string of continuous jokes, i.e. SpongeBob SquarePants. But a lot of those cartoons, like Adventure Time, have become cult classics for adults, and they're especially popular. I know Adventure Time at least was. I don't know if it still is. I'm sure it is. Very popular in the cannabis community. So many parents out there who have watched their kids' TV with them, watched their kids' TV shows with their kids without marijuana and with marijuana, they can attest that this is true. 80% also said they spend more time watching their kids' TV shows with them when they've been consuming cannabis. And more importantly, they're more engaged discussing their kids' TV shows with them when they've been consuming cannabis. So they're interacting with their children, not just talking at their children about the thing that the adult may like. They're actually talking with their kids about something they can both enjoy. I really talk about a story about watching the Teletubbies when I was a teenager. If you've ever seen, go search Teletubbies on YouTube or whatever. On Vimeo. Go search on Vimeo. I don't know if it's on Vimeo. YouTube boycott doesn't go very well because everything's on YouTube. Anyway, just go anywhere. Teletubbies. Watch it for a little bit. I recommend, if you're going to do so, that you be under the influence of cannabis, because it's rough. It's a rough show. It really is. It's very basic, and for kids like it because it's very colorful. The characters are weird, like the vacuum cleaner has eyeballs on it. But without cannabis, for anyone over the age of 2, the Teletubbies is completely unenjoyable. It is devoid of any kind of interesting characteristics whatsoever. But if you use marijuana, well, then Teletubbies is a whole new show. Trust me. At least, and that may be because by comparison, I mean, at least it's better than it is without it. Doesn't mean it's a great show, but it definitely enhances the quality. Go check that story out at marijuanatimes.org. It's linked in the description of this video as well. I talk more about the the zoned out stoner, the not engaged stoner. And this survey really, parents treat it differently. They use it to engage with their children more, longer, better quality engagement, all of that stuff. Like I said, go check it out. Linked in the description. The second story comes from WBUR.org in Massachusetts, but it's a story about Denver's mayors. Local officials across Massachusetts are bracing for the start of legal marijuana sales next month. That would be July 1st. The mayor of Denver took to the Boston airwaves earlier, I guess it was last week morning, to describe his experience running a city with legal pot. And this is very interesting. This Denver mayor, he was against legalization, much like Governor Charlie Baker and Boston Mayor Marty Walsh. He told Boston Herald's radio that his fears did not come to fruition and that he is, quote, converted, unquote. He said, the sky hasn't fallen like I thought it would. If you regulate a property, enforce the laws around it, and you set up your government to help work collaboratively with the industry, good things will happen. We've talked a lot about Hickenlooper, Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper and his evolution on cannabis. He was against it as well when it passed in 2012, as was this mayor. Did I say his name? It'd be helpful. Denver Mayor Michael Hancock. He's changed his tune. And these are people who are, who don't, you can't accuse them of bias because when they started, they were very much against it. So they're not biased toward it. They're biased away from it. And they're still converted by seeing what happens in real time in their city. He said, hopefully Massachusetts takes lessons from cities like Denver, states like Colorado, Washington, and Seattle. Hancock said, I tell you that Marty Walsh has dispatched in previous months his team to come talk to us. And we spent some time helping Boston get ready for this. Later on, Denver has more than 300 retail marijuana stores, but Hancock said the Mile High City has not had the problems with marijuana stores leading to increases in neighborhood crime, loitering, or similar issues. Their respective businesses, he said, of the shops that generated more than $40 million in sales tax revenue for his city last year. So, again, that's big. A mayor of a city like Denver that has this ground zero, if you will, for legalization. Excuse me. And he was initially against it. He's seen what's happened. He's seen how it's gone, and now he's for it. In his own words, he is converted. Hallelujah. Praise be. Anyway, this last story is from thehill.com. It's just from a couple hours ago as we record this. Canada's House of Commons votes to legalize marijuana on Monday. Canadian lawmakers vote to legalize recreational marijuana nationwide by a vote of 205 to 82. The House of Commons voted to accept some of the Senate's proposed amendments on the bill, sending the bill back to the upper chamber for continued debate and a final decision. The House of Commons turned down some of the Senate's proposed amendments, which we talked about on the show before, including a ban on pot producers selling branded merchandise, which seems, it's weird. A hoodie sweatshirt that says, Kush on it or something. That's dumb. That's not much of an argument, but there's really no need of an argument. It's it's branded merchandise. 14-year-olds are rolling up a hoodie and smoking it. It's ridiculous. And also, the House turned down the Senate's proposed amendment on giving the provinces the power to ban homegrown marijuana. We talked about this last time. One of the shows last week, one of the episodes, that the Senate voted to what some senators wanted was a complete ban on homegrowing. And they compromised on that, and they said, well, we'll let the provinces decide whether or not to ban homegrowing. Apparently the House is not even for that. They feel the provinces should not be able to ban homegrowing, which I agree with. The Senate could take its next step forward as early as Monday evening. That's when I'm recording this. I don't know. Excuse me again. What is happening there? Need something to drink here. Maybe that'll help. Lawmakers have said they expect marijuana to be legal and available by about September. So we'll see. Like I said, I haven't seen the latest news in the last couple hours. This is a story as I recorded. It's about 4 hours old. So I don't know if the Senate's taking it up or not. We'll talk about that tomorrow here on Cannabis News, along with all the other relevant news that you need to know. Help us spread the word with Cannabis News. We're now on Vimeo, as I said. Share those videos. Thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and the Organic All Natural Pesticides for being a sponsor of Cannabis News with Joe Klare. That's going to do it. It is for us today, June 18th, 2018. Check us out on marijuanatimes.org. Click that video tab. Share on your social media. Share in real life. Tell people about Cannabis News to come and check out the show. That would be awesome. We really appreciate it. Make sure, makecannabisgreatagain.com. Get the swag. Some of the proceeds go toward legalization groups. Check it out, makecannabisgreatagain.com. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time on Cannabis News.